Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. It's a very, very exciting one today as we are finally kicking off our house hunting vlog. So we are looking to buy a property here in Perth, Western Australia, and we thought we'd bring you along for the full process. So today is the 19th of July, and at some point in the next few months, we are going to hopefully be buying a house. So we'll be bringing you along for the full process and seeing where we end up. I'm very, very excited to see where this lands, and yeah, very excited for you to come along with us. So let's go and head to some home opens. So I just thought I would let you know exactly what stage we are at in our home hunting journey. So we have kind of loosely had our eye on things basically since we got here, just keeping an eye on the market and seeing where we might like to live. Yeah, so we are now at the stage where in 2 weeks' time, I will get my first paycheck from work. And at that point, we can get pre-approval for a mortgage. And at that point, we will be full steam ahead, ready to jump on our dream home. So what we have been searching for has changed a few times. When we first got here, I think we were aiming on having 2 salaries first of all, so our budget was quite different, and also we were trying to decide between a small kind of probably apartment close to the city or a big house away from the city, and I think what we've landed on is we want a newish build but don't want to build ourselves, and we want it to be big enough to last us a little while, to be able to provide a place to stay for all of our friends and family, and yeah, as I say, just somewhere that might last us a few years. So the purpose of today is to just really make sure that that is our criteria, and yeah, so we can make sure that when we are ready and when something does crop up, we can jump on it. Because the big difference between real estate in Australia and what we'd be used to in the UK is just how fast things move here. So I will pop it up on the screen, but I think the average time between offer and completion here is about 4 weeks. And it can happen a lot faster than that. And then on top of that, we see properties usually get posted online on a Thursday or Friday, and they're usually sold by the Monday or Tuesday. So you really do have to be ready and move quickly. If you're Australian and you're watching this, for comparison, when we sold our house in Scotland, we put it on the market in April, had something like 2 months of viewings, and then we got an offer and we completed in August. So how many months is that? April, May, June, July, August. 4 months, yeah. So 2 months of viewings and then 2 months to kind of complete. And I'd say actually that felt pretty quick for the UK. You hear sales dragging on for months and months and months and even years. So very different environment here. And yeah, so we're just making sure that we know exactly what we want and we're ready to jump on it when it arises. So yeah, we'll take you to the home opens today. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to film, but I will definitely, we'll take you in, give you a bit of a look around if we can, and then come out and tell you what we liked and we didn't like. Anything else to add?
I don't think so. You've explained it quite succinctly there.
Perfect. So let's go.
Thanks, guys. Head on through.
Yeah.
So that was nice, and as I was saying, so that house went up on Thursday and it's a set date sale on Monday, so they will accept an offer on Monday unless they don't get any, of course. But there were probably, I don't know, 20 people in the home for the home open and another 10 in the queue outside when we were leaving. So yeah, interesting times, and we liked it. It was nice. We just didn't get like a feeling, so we're searching for like what houses are giving us the wow, this could be our home feeling. So on to the next one. So we have now come, we were in Craigie, we have now come even further north to Alkimos. So we're about a 40-minute drive, I think, from my work, and it would be about an hour's commute by public transport. But the benefit here is that we're a 20-minute walk from the beach. So again, we're just waiting to see if we get a feeling if this is going to be worth it. So we've got a couple of minutes and it'll be time for the next home open. So there's another one. It has again been on the market since Thursday and already has 3 offers in. So I think I'm beginning to think that we're going to have our work cut out for us. Not ideal, but... And I just can't, like, there's like hordes of people in these home opens, like you just can't like picture yourself in them. It's really weird. But we'll continue with the exercise. On to the next one.
Okay. It'll do.
Yeah.
We like it.
Yeah. We've walked into this house and we really like it, but like the estate agent like wouldn't even basically talk to us when we walked in because he's too busy like reviewing an offer that he's literally got in his hands. Like, I just don't understand how you're supposed to like build trust with people and like buy a house when they're literally almost sat there like counting their pennies as you walk in. Like, it's just such a weird thing. Like, what the actual... Oh, I hate this so much. I hate this so much. So that last house that we went to yesterday was definitely the one that got us most excited. I think we found that the others were they just felt like concrete boxes almost, like everything is really shiny and grey, which is just not our usual kind of style of home. So yeah, that last one had kind of wooden floors and a bit more of a flow to it. So we definitely learned a bit about what we like and we don't like, and we were just going to leave it at yesterday, but today we found one that looks quite promising. So we're heading to just the one home open today, and as I say, we really like the look of this one online, so it's time to see what it looks like inside. So what do you think?
It's the nicest neighbourhood that we've seen,
Yeah.
I'd say.
So there are a few things I really liked.
Yeah.
One, so there's a 4 to 6 foot gap between this house and the next one. Some of the houses we've seen are literally like there's like a gap this big between the houses. So that's nice. You feel like you got your own space. Neighbourhood.
Yeah, it's really nice. I mean, it's the classic. It's like the smallest house in the best neighbourhood.
Yeah.
So, which is a good place to be, I think. The garden's quite big, and there's like what looks like either like someone has planned to have a pool there, or like
had one and took it out.
Or something. But there's like a good space for a pool if you wanted one.
Yeah. The colour's a bit weird.
Yeah, you can paint
and
it
I'm not.
yeah.
I don't think I'm. I think if we had our mortgage pre-approval and we were starting to put offers in, I think I might consider it.
Yeah.
I don't feel like moving heaven and earth right now.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think that's fair. Yeah. I think I would be sad to miss it, but as you say, I don't quite want it enough. But yeah. Yeah.
On we go.
On we go.
Hello. It is probably about 3 weeks since we last had a home viewing weekend. And a few things have happened. So we have our mortgage pre-approval.
Yes, that's big.
Yes, so that was an interesting process. Slightly more invasive than we were expecting.
Yeah, exactly. It was lots of like employment histories and stuff, which I can understand why
why they need to know. It's just not something that we're used to. Normally just send them your bank statements for the last few months, and that's kind of it.
So they asked things like, what year are you planning to retire?
Yeah.
We said something like in 31 years time, and we're getting a pre-approval for a 35-year mortgage. Therefore, how are you going to pay your mortgage for the last 4 years of the mortgage? And you had to explain how you were planning to pay your mortgage after you were retired. You had to put in your full monthly expenses, how much you're spending on food and clothes and transport and everything like that. So quite a thorough exercise, really.
Yeah, just I can understand, but just not quite something that we're used to.
Yeah, and it feels like maybe the balance of risk with the banks isn't quite right. Like, the risk here is that property prices feel massively overinflated,
Yeah.
are going up very quickly. You don't actually get a chance to properly really look at a house and may end up regretting your purchase. But that's nothing compared to the fact that you might not be able to pay your mortgage after you've retired. So
Yeah.
glad we bottomed that out.
Yeah.
And then today we went to some home opens. So I'll now cut back to what we did this morning. I think I just recorded the one home open.
And I said this to my guy as well.
Oh, is it? Last session, so how many?
And yeah, we really liked it. Really liked it. And we are probably going to go back tomorrow.
I think so.
It
That's
was
fine.
pouring with rain, so we felt like we couldn't really like properly get into the bones of the
Yeah.
house. And obviously lots of other people, so they said they're happy to give us a private viewing tomorrow. And then we've got one that's looking quite promising tomorrow as well.
Yes, indeed.
So we will take you along tomorrow and see where it goes.
Yeah, very exciting.
Hello, it is Sunday, we are back at it, and it's a big day today because we, for the first time, have come south of the river. So we have two very promising houses. So there's this one, which we're very excited about, and then the one that we saw yesterday, which we are going to go back to after this one. So I think by the end of the day we may be making at least one expression of interest. So let's have a look at this one.
It's not an overwhelming size.
So yes, a big day today. So the south of the river house didn't amount to much, but we were so grateful to go back to that house we saw yesterday, and the estate agents had sort of spread everybody out over the afternoon who was interested, so you got a bit more space and you didn't have to get your elbows out to look at everything, which we very much appreciated. So we are now going to put in our first expression of interest. So this is basically like, I guess, an informal offer. Like, it's not legally binding, but it's going to have in it our purchase price, whether we're subject to finance, whether we need to sell another property, what sort of timescales we'd be looking at. Now, this is something in the UK we would be using a solicitor for, but here you do it yourself, apparently. So we will be putting in our expression of interest along with a cover letter. Now, I've heard quite a few people doing this, so we are basically going to sort of pull on their heartstrings a little bit. You know, we're a young professional couple, really looking to move into what could one day be a family home, etc., so that, you know, if our bid ends up being the same as maybe a foreign investor or something like that, we may just have an edge in that regard. So here we go, time to draft an expression of interest. Expression of interest drafted, and I think I'm about to hit send. Am I actually doing this? I don't know, I've got like weird, like cold feet. But I suppose we can still pull out at this stage, right? Yeah, okay. Right, I'm sending it. I'm gonna do it. There's nothing you can do to stop me. Okay, right, here it goes. and sent. Oh, I hate this so much, right? Fingers crossed. So we left you off with me handing in our expression of interest. Within maybe 2 hours, he replied saying he's already got 6 in, ours isn't the highest, would we like to revise our offer? So we went back and forth on that between the two of us for quite a while, and concluded that no, that wasn't the right time to revise our price. We had left a tiny bit of wiggle room in what we had offered. And then it's been a very hectic day today, so he checked in first thing this morning, let me know that he was up to 12 offers, and that the majority of them were between what we had initially offered and more than that. So he asked us if we'd like to revise our price, so we had already discussed this. The answer was yes. We jumped up just a little bit and we said that is it. That is the price we're really willing to walk away at. If we don't get it for that price, it's not the house for us. And he said he can't really tell us the details, but he does have an offer that's higher than that. But we just had to, as I say, we're happy to walk away at that price. Back and forth, he phoned our mortgage broker to discuss I don't know what, etc. And then he phones this afternoon and offers us the property. Which I was at work and was honestly like running around like a headless chicken. It was hilarious. So the other offer was $50,000 more than ours. I don't know whether he's allowed to tell us that, but we know it. So the offer was $50,000 more. But because we don't have to sell a property, and probably, to be honest, it sounds like there were other offers at our price point, but because we had written that cover letter, he said that was the most personal expression of interest he'd seen in 23 years. I think that really gave us an edge. So he's on his way over with the offer. So we're going to sign it, and then he's going to take it to the sellers to sign, which to me sounds absolutely crazy, but I've surveyed my office. Lots of people have bought houses recently, and everyone assures us that that is normal and that we will contact a settlement agent afterwards. So I can't quite believe this is happening, and we have to sign an offer now. And I honestly, I'm gonna get a migraine or something. This is the most crazy, stressful thing I've ever done in my life, I think, like genuinely. It's all happening so quickly and you just don't have time to catch your breath. So, but we've got a house, how exciting. Ah! Hello, so we are now at the following weekend. So I think you last saw us on Monday, where we signed the offer and acceptance agreement, which is a standard Western Australia government form that the estate agents came round and took us through. And now we have balls firmly rolling in all courts. We have kicked off discussions with the mortgage advisor, with the, so our offer from this point is conditional to kind of structural and pest inspection and subject to us getting our mortgage fully approved. So we are dealing with those inspections, with the mortgage, with sorting our lease out and getting utilities transferred over and everything like that. So lots of admin. And yeah, the offer is not unconditional at this point. Things still could go wrong, but we are just so happy that the end is just about in sight. So I will sign off this video here, and you'll be able to follow along for the next few weeks as we get moved in. So please let us know. I've got two things to ask you actually. First of all, if you have any hints or tips of things we should be looking out for from this point forward, please, please, please let us know in the comments. And second of all, if there is anything specifically that you want to see during this move, then please let me know as well, and I will try and make sure we're capturing everything that you would like to see. So yes, some very exciting videos coming up. We're very excited to bring you along with us, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye!